Thanks for tuning into the Race Guide. We're coming at you live tonight to preview the Melbourne Cup. What a day it's going to be. It's the race that stops the nation. Michael Wood here with myself, Stu Rich, to take you through the card. TheRaceGuide.com.au, it's got all your profiles for the horses, 24 horses I should say, for the Melbourne Cup. Mike, we've said it before, it's the race that stops the nation. The internationals have come. They've already conquered in the Caulfield Cup. My mind's just blown to see how this is going to end up tomorrow.
Oh, who knows, mate? There's so many hours of analysis got into it. We've got a pretty good idea who's going to win, but you just don't know. It's all about which international horse parades the best, which one's the best on the day. We've narrowed it down to a few, though, so hopefully we can help you out find a winner tomorrow.
Mate, I can see your eyes are very bleary. You've just come out of the Race Guide office, so all that form and analysis have been done.
Yeah, the team's been looking at replays from Japan, from England, from France, from the States. So many horses to look at, not so many locals that we know so well.
Yeah, true.
But we still have got a little bit of confidence on a few.
All right, well, let's get into the field. I mean, there's 24 runners to get through, so we're going to keep it short and sweet. Kicking off with Best Solution, Mike, $12 at tab.com.au. Caulfield Cup winner, this horse here, Trained by Godolphin, is going for 5 in a row. Surely some good form coming into this with the Caulfield Cup.
Yeah, fantastic form. If you look in your race guide, you'll see it was only a slow tempo last start. The ride was perfect. They took off on the turn.
Yep.
Dashed home, just got the win. He's such a professional horse. He's won 4 or 5 in a row now. It's all about the 3,200 metres, but he's such a professional type. We think he'll be fine. He's right in it each way.
Okay, that's a look at the toppy. On to number 2, the Cliffs of Moore, $17 for the Great Irish Combination. Ryan Moore and Aidan O'Brien. Mike, this Blue Blood, my big question here is, does this horse want to win? Is it really going to attack the line over 3,200?
I don't think he does, mate. I think he's one of the best bred horses in the race. He's a fantastic horse. He's got great trainers. He's got great jockeys.
Yep.
He sort of looms up 400, 300 metres out. He cruises into his races, but I just don't think he wants to win. He's capable of winning. He won't be far away. He's just not getting my money.
Okay, not your money. We'll see. He's well in the market though, $17. Magic Circle, Mike, $8. Now the money's come for this horse. Corey Brown, last year's winner on Rekindling. Having its first run in Australia though, and the quote from Corey, he's not a V8, he runs like a diesel. Take us through that one.
Oh, I don't know what Ian Williams is doing to him, but he's doing something good. These last 2 starts, what was it, the Chester Cup, he won by 6 lengths, absolutely smashed them. People weren't sure he could do it again. He was still a little bit of value in the market at $6.50. And then at Sandon, he won by 6.5 lengths, or 6 lengths again, going away. Yep. He's a strong stay. He's going to be flying home out wide late, and he's so hard to beat. All
right, now what about this Japanese stayer? Chestnut Coat, $67. So one of the outsiders in the field, Mike. Very wide run in the Caulfield Cup, but I'll tell you what, we just can't underestimate these Japanese runners. We've got to go back to 2006, I think it was, Delta Blues and Pop Rock. What a finish that was.
Yeah, great Japanese horses at their best. Is this one of the best Japanese horses? I'm not sure about that. It was a slow tempo, like we said, in this Best Solution race, the Caulfield Cup. That didn't suit a grinding Japanese type, but you wanted to see more from him, especially with the rain around as well.
Okay, all right. Now, look, on to a really interesting horse here, Mike. Muntaha, $13. John Godston. This camp's just on fire at the moment with a Enable winning the Breeders' Cup over the weekend. And I tell you what, mate, this guy's a bit of a freak with Enable. Can he just make it a bit of a freakish weekend and win down under?
Yeah, great trainer. Pretty good horse as well. Last start was a big jump in the ratings for us. Weekender is a decent form reference. He beat him by a few lengths.
Yep.
Maybe a little bit of rain around, maybe up to 3,200 metres, some slight questions, but a decent handicap, but it has to be in this race.
All right, so a bit of value there. Muntaha. Soundcheck, $31 here, Mike. Won over 3,200 metres last start in Germany. Don't think the market was as confident first up in the Caulfield though. 31, I think out to $51.
Yeah, you can look at your race going and see that betting drift, and you can probably think the new trainer, how is he going with the horse? Not a great indicator, is it? Up to 3,200 metres suits, but how's he going for the new trainer? That's the biggest question for us.
All right, who shot the barman, Mike? Every single Australian knows this horse. He's a 10-year-old. He's $34, so he's great value again. And I'll tell you what, late at the Valley, was he just waking up?
Yeah, I think he's just waking up. This preparation, Waller's been taking his time. Your grandma, your grandpa's going to put 5 or 10 bucks on him. Your mates will put 5 or 10 bucks on him. Don't stop them. He won't be too far away. He could finish 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. But 10 years old and a handicap to win, it's such a hard ask, isn't it?
Yes, it sure is, Mike. But next horse is Ace High, $61. I go back to last year's Derby win. That was just so arrogant. I mean, this horse, I know you've liked it a little bit on the way through this preparation. Got into as much as 21 bucks, I think, before that last start. So right out in the market now. How's he going to go?
Yeah, we don't know. Slow tempo again. The Caulfield Cup didn't suit him. A big grinding type, wants a dry track. There's a little bit of running in Flemington, so if it comes, he won't like it. But if it doesn't come and it's a firm track, this horse can show up at 100 to 1 for sure. And I was speaking with my heart a bit because I backed him early as well.
You did. All right, Marmello, number 9, $13. This horse did go off the $7 equal favourite in last year's Melbourne Cup. I believe he hit the front at the 450 metre mark as per our profiling. Mike, back to do it all again and a little bit of money, $13.
Yeah, bad ride from Bowman last year. Long sprint home. He took off on the turn. He hit the lead way too early. And not surprised he knocked up. I think in the steward's notes they said not sure why he knocked up.
Yeah.
It was the ride, I think. The form since has been okay. He's a solid handicapper again and he should be in the mix as well.
All right, number 10, Mike. Avilius, $13. James Cummings obviously looking to emulate his grandfather Bart. Now, the biggest question here, this horse out to 3,200 metres, you've said no for a while.
Yeah, no question about it at all. He's not a two-miler. Godolphin's desperate to win the Melbourne Cup. He's a really classy horse. Why not have a crack? But up to 2 miles. His form ratings are only just good enough over 2,000, 2,200. Over 2,500, they're not good enough, and he won't win over 3,200.
All right, bold statement there.
No chance.
Yucatan, $6. He is the easing favourite. Mike, that win in the Herbert Power, what do you want to describe it? Dominant, explosive, arrogant. He was eased down, we know, but look, easing favourite, what's going on here?
Yeah, he's a little ball of muscle, this horse. A Galileo horse, plenty of upside, plenty of potential. Great rider, James Mack on board. Absolutely exploded first up. He races really well fresh and he can sprint. Second up's usually okay, but a bit of a risk. Up to 3,200 metres unproven. Look, he can win absolutely. His ratings are enormous, but there are a couple of questions on him.
Okay, all right. On to Ouvray. One of the $100, 100 to 1 shots in the race. Mike, Richard Freeman, Shane Anderson have been enjoying their stoush on Twitter. 6 in the St Ledger. Now, can this horse win a cup off that?
No, he can't. A lot of banter around Richard Freeman, Shane Anderson on Twitter. That's interesting. His chances aren't. I'm sorry, he's not going to win.
Okay, what about Finch, number 13, $23. One of the new Chris Waller recruits. Mike, winner in France over Tiberian, I see in the notes. Stayed on the Geelong Cup pretty well.
Yeah, he's a big, long, funny-looking type, isn't he? Sort of a long-barreled, efficient type. Waller brought him over, a bit like a Janoob. Maybe he thinks he can train him like that horse. A little bit more quality than Janoob, but not sure he's got the quality for a Melbourne Cup. But the 2 miles does give him some upside, maybe a place chance at odds.
Okay, place chance there. What about Red Cardinal here? $34. This horse was 11th in the Cup last year. Stayed on in Australia, but weary. Can he get him to fire in Oz since last year?
The blinkers are on. He needs something. His current form is simply not good enough to get anywhere near a Melbourne Cup.
All right, pretty factual there, straight away into it. What about Vonja Mask, another one of the outsiders, $81, well beaten in the traditional lead-ups, Mike, but you think this horse needed to turn a few things around as well.
Yeah, he said it was held up on the turn in the race guide, so he came 9th of 18 behind Best Solution. He might improve a couple of placings on that at best, but he won't win the Melbourne Cup.
All right, what about Ventura Storm? $34, and what a ride in the Moonee Valley Gold Cup this was. I've just got to think, Mike, was he just peaking for that race?
I think so. He's a muscular son of Zoffany. He's got power, he's got strength. He's a 2,400 metre type. He's been to 3,200 metres before and he's failed in easy races and he won't win this. We're knocking a few over here, aren't we?
There's been a few in a row here, yes. What about a Prince of Arran? $21. He got his winning ticket into the race by winning the Lexus on the weekend. Go back in the form guide though and you see Yucatan absolutely smashed him.
Yeah, smashed him a couple of starts ago and Magic Circle smashed him on the 11th of May in the Chester Cup. His recent form's okay, but Brigham Rocks wouldn't win a Melbourne Cup, and I don't think this horse will either.
Okay, putting another one. Nikita, $101. Here's another rank outsider, and Mike, this horse had egg tart all over him last start as he was coming back in the Gold Cup. That horse just could not get out of his way. But previous form in the UK looked okay to mine.
Yeah, it looked okay a couple of years ago, maybe. We're potting. Maybe the analysis is paying off. We're potting so many horses in a row here. Maybe if the rain pours down, he's a small place chance.
Yep.
But otherwise, no chance at all again.
Okay, another one. What about Sir Charles Road? $81. One of the Kiwis in the race. Go back through his form. Ran okay in the Sydney Cup as a leader.
Imagine what Red Alto would do in the Melbourne Cup and think about his chances. He got beaten last start. Solid horse. Not for this race.
All right, what about Zakata? One of the other outsiders. Another $81 chance. Barrier 24. And I can say the same thing here. Another Kiwi. Not bad in the Sydney Cup, but similar form in New Zealand as well to the last
Yeah, I think they put all the C graders together in the field. This is another one. His best 3,200 metre form is okay, but still not good enough to win a Melbourne Cup.
Okay, what about Runaway? $34, and you can't say it's a Melbourne Cup without Gay Waterhouse, and she's been talking this horse up since the Geelong Cup win because it was decent.
Yeah, it was a decent win. It was on pace. I think there was bias favours that day. Near the rails on pace was definitely in his favour. Up to 3,200 metres. He's another big muscular type, isn't he? A son of Manhattan Rain. He'll roll to the on pace. The Europeans will beat him off on the turn and he'll probably tire and finish near the back.
And Gay will be cheering all the way home once it's hitting the turn.
Yep.
Young Star Mike, got to be one of the best local chances. I'm really happy to get on board here. Freakish in its Queensland campaign. I backed it. Got to be one of the best of the Aussies, Mike. How do you rate it?
Yeah, raw talent, got the right breeding, got the right conformation, got the right racing profile. The last 2 starts, winding up, smashing the line. Her spot rating in the Caulfield Cup. Look at all the other runners back in the field in the Caulfield Cup. She put 3, 4, 5 lengths on them. There's some serious group quality gallopers. She's got to be right in this race if she stays at 2 miles, and Waller's a smart trainer.
Okay, cross counter, Mike. A bit of money for this horse. $9, the last of the Godolphin trio in the race. Look, Rekindling did it last year as a young horse, down in weight. Can this horse do it as well?
Yeah, he's real talent, down in the weights, like you say, the right profile from last year. So there's a couple trying it this year. He's a strong, muscular type again. Teofilo is his breeding, so usually like a 2,000 metre type are those type of horses. He's got the upside, so he could figure, but you just want to see him on a potentially testing track over 2 miles.
Okay, number 24, we got to the bottom. Rostropovich, $21, Mike. Last of the Aidan O'Brien trio, and look, led them up in the Cox Plate. A few people are saying that was a decent run into this race.
Yeah, really decent run, alongside a Villiers, which is a 2,000 metre type, so I think he'll beat a Villiers home. If he gets on pace and gets rolling, he's really, really tough. He can keep lifting. His wet track form's a little bit iffy. If it stays dry, he's in the mix.
Just couldn't get over the great mare Winks in that one.
No one can.
Well, Mike, 24 horses. We've just gone through them. So many internationals. You know, some good chances as well from the local brigade. But look, we've got to narrow this down. It's been a hard slog on the form, as you've said. Where are we going to put our money? Because the punters out there, they're all having a cup on Cup Day. Whether they've got the day off or not, they're going to be having a go.
Yeah, you've got to have a bet on this race, don't you? And I think the confidence is better than I thought to begin with. We potted so many horses going through that race. There's only probably a handful of chances, maybe 6, 7 or 8 chances. The 3-year-olds down the bottom of the weights, if it stays dry, I think they're big chances, but the ones that we like are the ones that can handle the wet. Magic Circle, Young Star and Best Solution, all strong chances. If the rain comes, they'll be fine as well. All
right, well look, there's an in-depth analysis. It's only been done quickly on this, but have a look at the raceguide.com.au because that's got all your profiling for the 24 Cup runners, and it's going to be a big day whether you're out at Flemington or out at Randwick like we're going to be tomorrow. Enjoy your Cup Day wherever you are, and we'll see you again for another feature meeting on the Race Guide soon.
Enjoy the big race.